This is TWiT.
I love what you're doing here with Give Work, because I think sometimes we all have our charities and we all give money, but sometimes it feels impossible. It feels overwhelming. And you really give hope here, because you've got a plan that it's not just pouring money down a well. It actually builds something, and builds something that will have lasting value. I think that's really inspirational.
And also, I think what excites me about this model is we're not depending on a different way. We're not depending on people donating all their money. We're depending instead on people being aware that they're voting with their dollars every day. So I think about how apartheid ended. Apartheid was one of the greatest ills of the last century. It really ended when consumers decided to boycott South Africa. In the span of 3 years in the UK, I read this recently, in the 80s, textile imports went down by 35% because a bunch of consumers said, we don't agree with the South African regime. The only way we're going to fix it is by not buying stuff from them and forcing the government to take action and end this horrific separation of ethnicities. And so that worked. And I think what we're trying to do with Give Work is show people that we can do that. We can use market forces in a positive way as well by choosing to buy from businesses that give work.
That's really encouraging. There is this kind of notion of slacktivism that, oh, people don't, they give lip service to stuff. I'm going to buy, when I go down, I'm going to have fair trade coffee. Now I've done my part. But it actually does make a difference.
It totally works. I noticed I actually had fair trade coffee in your coffee room this morning.
Of course you did.
But
we have a choice. So choose fair trade.
Absolutely. Choose fair trade. And we actually publish something called the Give Work Guide. It's available at givework.org. And it's a guide for individuals who want to make ethical choices in their purchasing, but also, and importantly, for companies. This is a crazy stat, but the biggest 2,000 companies in the world, the Global 2000, spend $12 trillion annually on goods and services. To give you a comparison, the entire GDP of sub-Saharan Africa is 1.8 trillion.
Wow.
So there's so much more money in the money that companies are already spending. If we just directed a small percentage of that to sourcing from ethical vendors like Samasource that give work, we could fight poverty without substantially changing the way that companies operate. And I think that is such an easy win. To me, it's a no-brainer.